Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our 2020 Houston Community College candidates for graduation. Presentation of the graduates. welcome to the 2020. That's y'all. The 2020 Houston Community College Commencement Ceremony. Candidates and guests, please be seated. I am Dr. Antrice Badget, President of the HCC Faculty Association and Senate, and I am very pleased and honored to be here this evening. Everyone should have a commencement program. Please take a look at the front cover. It has a very special touch that is close to home. Our student, Paulina Kurz, designed the beautiful artwork. Thank you, Paulina. This evening's ceremony will be streamed live on the HCC website, hccs.edu/graduation. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Out of respect for the occasion, we ask that all cell phones and electronic devices be silenced for the duration of the program. In addition, for the health and safety of our graduates and their families, college leadership, and HCC staff will not shake hands as the graduates cross the stage. Photos will be taken on stage to commemorate this event. Thank you. Helping us this evening are sign language interpreters for the visual language professionals. Please stand and give your attention to the HCC Police Honor Guard, who will present the colors of our nation and state. At this time, I would like to introduce Ruba Ani. Ruba is graduating this evening from HCC with an Associate of Arts in Humanities. She plans to pursue a mechanical engineering degree and will continue to take engineering courses at HCC and will eventually transfer to a four-year university. Ruba will recite the Pledge of Allegiance and the pledge to the Texas flag. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruba Ani.
Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruba. Ladies and gentlemen, HCC music major Michael Wynn will lead us in our national anthem. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Wynn to the stage.
at the dawn's early light, up the ramparts we watched, was so gallantly streaming. O prostrate emperor stars, through the perilous fight. O the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets reckless, the bombs bursting in air, yet through the night, that a flower stood there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave? Of the land, of the free, and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Michael, for beautifully singing the national anthem. Students and guests, you may be seated. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the HCC Chancellor. Please join me in welcoming our Chancellor, Dr. Cesar Maldonado.
Thank you, Dr. Bajay. Good evening, graduates, parents, relatives, and guests. Graduates of 2020, I congratulate you on this momentous occasion. You are like no other graduating class we have ever honored at HCC. 2 years ago, in what seemed a very different world, you completed your studies at HCC and stepped out to find your place in life and work. What you accomplished then is still talked about and studied today. COVID-19 raged across the nation and around the world, shutting down travel, businesses, the economy, and colleges. We had to learn how to respond to the pandemic. You learned how to juggle work and family and school. Some of you lost a job and had to find another. Some of you were working 2 or more jobs. Some of you had to study alongside children that were taking online classes too. It was a season we will never forget, and we will never forget you. Thank you, HCC faculty, for your dedication to providing the best possible education to these graduates. Your commitment will have a lasting impact on their lives, lives of their families, and the communities that they will live and work in. To the parents, family, and friends who have gathered here in support of these graduates, I thank you for guiding them to this critical milestone in their development. Graduates, please give your HCC faculty, your family and staff, friends, relatives, a big round of applause for helping you reach this achievement. Thank you. You know, when I started college, I never dreamed that my path would lead me here to Houston Community College as chancellor, one of the largest academic institutions in the United States. My goal was to be an engineer, which I achieved in 1974. And when I graduated, I went on to design computer control systems for a company named Celanese Chemical. It was in Bishop, Texas. But I didn't stop there. I kept learning new disciplines, computer coding, accounting, supply chain, that took me to other projects. I kept growing. I felt there was more that I could offer and contribute to my employer and to my community. I expanded the reach of my dreams. I kept striving to be better at my job and be the kind of leader my family and my colleagues could rely on. I left Celanese and went to work with my family, starting manufacturing plants, software company, engineering consulting businesses. And I earned a PhD in engineering. All that knowledge and experience led me to where I am today. It was not a direct path. I took multiple steps to get here. After completing all of that, I still have not finished my journey. Within each of you is the potential to do what I have done, what I'm doing today, continually reinventing myself. And your education here at HCC has given each of you a strong foundation from which to do just that. But don't stop here. Keep going, keep growing. Today is not a stopping point, it's a starting point. You're at the beginning of your journey. Everyone on this stage with me has a similar story of discovery and growth, persistence, and reinvention. Our HCC Board of Trustees represent an impressive mix of individual talents and professional backgrounds that illustrate my point to you. They are all very accomplished leaders who also share in the vision of persistence and reinvention. Our board chair, Dr. Cynthia Linton-Gary, with a degree in chemistry, left corporate America to pursue a career in education and become very active in her community. She later received a master's degree in sociology from Prairie View A&M University and a doctorate in counseling. Trustee Monica Flores-Reichart, a San Antonio native with her bachelor's degree from Princeton, continued to receive her Juris Doctorate from Columbia Law School. Trustee Ava Laredo was an educator for more than 36 years. She received her master's in curriculum and instruction from the University of Houston and went on to be an elementary school principal for 11 years. Dr. Adriana Tamez is also a dedicated advocate for education. Dr. Tamez received her doctorate in education administration at the University of Texas at Austin, while a fellow in the nationally recognized superintendency program. Dr. Reagan Flowers is an educator and an entrepreneur and a social change agent. She received a PhD in educational leadership and systems from Union Institute and University. Trustee Robert Glazer earned a Master's of Business Administration from the University of St. Thomas. He's a successful businessman, owner of an energy services and manufacturing company. Trustee David Wilson attended the University of Houston to study engineering. He is a licensed electrician, a successful business owner of an electrical contracting business, and later started a nonprofit proprietary school. Dr. Prieta Vanderbilt Stallworth holds a PhD in education. She's also a project management professional certified by the Project Management Institute. Now, as you look around and see your HCC trustees, your administrators, and the faculty, all in our colorful regalia, remember that at some point in their lives, they were just like you. We were all just like you, sitting in the same seats that you're sitting in, facing the same obstacles, but we didn't sell ourselves short for something less than we could accomplish. We pushed on. We had a goal in mind, and each one of us pursued it, as you just heard. All of those up here had the courage to grow, persist, and reinvent, just like you can do. We started just where you are. So I hope you too will pursue your goals and keep learning. I hope you become a lifelong learner. In this digital, global, and ever-changing world, it is the nimble, flexible, and innovative self-learners that will create their own opportunities. By being a lifelong learner, you will adapt to change, growing stronger. You will have limitless potential if you build your confidence through learning to seize possibilities that come your way. Believe in yourself and don't be afraid to take chances. Let the barriers you face be external and not internal to you. Be confident in your ability. I hope you will choose to play to your strengths and find your passion. Indeed, when you love what you do, you'll master your craft. It won't feel like work, and you will be the best at whatever it is you choose to do. So keep an open eye, an open ear, and an open heart, and let your true calling find you. I hope that you choose to work hard. All of you are smart. That's why you're here. But smartness by itself is lazy. Don't think that any of your accomplishments will be earned by just being smart. It's when you combine smart with dedication and effort that you will achieve success. Don't rush or take shortcuts as the truly worthy goals come down the road. I hope you choose to protect your integrity. Although you are early in life's journey, the choices that you make stay with you forever. Be slow, be careful, and be wise in your decisions on things that can harm your legacy. Finally, when you get to that dream job and earn a good income, you will be financially successful. But when you live life for something more than just yourself, when you help others, your family, friends, the community, you move to greatness. The most fulfilled and rewarded people are the most generous, always giving of themselves to help others. For each of you, I hope greatness beyond success. Again, I congratulate each of you, and I know that you will make us proud in the future as you move on to your careers. Thank you. At this time, I want to recognize our distinguished HCC leadership team members. As I recognize you individually, please stand. The presidents of HCC's colleges are Dr. Philip Nicotera, President of HCC Coleman College for Health Science. Dr. Michael Edwards, President of HCC Northeast College. President Zachary Hodges, President, HCC Northwest College. Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher, President of HCC Online College. Dr. Francis Villagran Glover, President of HCC Southeast College. Dr. Madeline Barillo Hopkins, President of HCC Southwest College. Thank you. Now, members of my Executive Council that are here today, Dr. Shante Grays, Vice Chancellor of Student Services. Mr. Ashley Smith, General Counsel. Dr. Norma Perez, Vice Chancellor for Instruction Services and Chief Academic Officer. Dr. Madeline Barillo Hopkins, Vice Chancellor for Workforce. Izzy Anderson, Chief Human Resource Officer. Ramel Young, Vice Chancellor for Public Information Communications, and External Affairs. And of course, I want to acknowledge the HCC Faculty Association and Senate President, Dr. Antrice Baget, and Mr. Bill Davis, United Student Council President. Thank you for joining us this evening. Now I have the distinct pleasure of introducing the Chair of the HCC Board of Trustees, Dr. Cynthia Linton-Gary, representing District 7. Dr. Linton-Gary.
Thank you, Dr. Maldonado. On behalf of Houston Community College Board of Trustees, it is my honor to welcome you, the 2020 graduating class of Houston Community College. Congratulations. Congratulations on completing this portion of your life journey. A special welcome to the friends, families, the mothers, the fathers, the sisters, the brothers, the grandparents, close relatives, and friends for supporting our graduates on their journey. Many of our graduates would not be here today were it not for you. As I look out, I see more than a collection of caps and gowns. I see the faces of perseverance, the faces of those who pushed through the challenges like the COVID-19 and the impact of virtual learning. I see graduates who lost power during the Texas freeze, and some who held a job, and some of you even held down 2 jobs and raised a family while handling your coursework. You did it, and you should be very proud of yourself. Today is a day of celebration. You've worked hard. You've earned this moment. And shortly, you will walk away with a degree from one of the nation's finest community colleges. You will be prepared for life and work in today's global and technological society. I mentioned that you have completed a portion of your journey. Some of you will be heading off to universities to continue your academic studies. Others will be stepping into challenging careers and expanding their workforce. Wherever your next step takes you, please know that you will always have a friend and a family in Houston Community College. We will follow your progress and interests, and we are here to help you again if you should need us. Thank you for trusting us as your academic partners. Again, congratulations and best wishes for success in life. I would now like to introduce my colleagues of the Board of Trustees. Monica Flores-Reichart, Board Vice Chair, District 1. Secretary Eva Laredo, District 8. Trustee Robert Glaser, District 5. And before I go any further, I would like to acknowledge my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Curtis Linton, my husband, Mr. E.J. Gary, and my grandson, Grayson Gary, because they always wonder what I be doing when I say I'm working for HCC. This is what we're doing. We're changing lives and creating futures for other people. So again, I want to say thank you, and we're proud of you. And I must recognize Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee as one of our greatest supporters for Houston Community College. Thank you. Thank you for your service to the community, Sheila Jackson Lee, and to HCC.
Thank you, Dr. Maldonado and Dr. Linton Gary. I have the pleasure of introducing the United Student Council President, Bill Davis. Mr. Davis's field of study is government and political science. He will be graduating this coming fall 2022. Mr. Davis hopes to run for a political office, either an HCC board member, Houston City Council, or state position. Again, please welcome Mr. Bill Davis.
Thank you, Dr. Badget. Excuse me. Before I get started with my actual speech, I wanted to start off by saying congratulations to the class of 2020. You have did it, and you will become prosperous. It's been a long time coming. Your graduation might have been postponed, but it was not canceled. You did it, class of 2020. You have understood the assignment, and you have completed the assignment. A wise person once told me, get your education and make getting a degree cool. That wise person was my late grandfather. My grandfather was the pillar not only for my family, but also for me to get a higher education. He was the definition of a family man. I can still hear his strong voice saying, a strong family is everything a person can ask for. No matter the trials and no matter the tribulations I've faced, no matter how hard my life got, I had to find peace and hope. When my grandfather passed in July of 2021, I needed to lean on the principle of faith. Faith to keep on the right path and to keep focused. That faith came in the form of my grandfather's last words to me. You have this, and take care of what you're trying to accomplish. With that, I want to challenge you to take care and to accomplish what you are trying to do. With those words in mind, I want to also ask you one of these questions. What is better for us? Do we settle for the world as it is, or do we work for the world as it should be? That question was asked to a group of community members in Chicago by former President Barack Obama. As a first-generation college student, I encourage you not to settle for the world as it is. I encourage you to keep going. I encourage you not to lose the faith. Keep pushing for that bachelor's degree, for that master's degree, and who knows, maybe even that doctoral degree. I want to see some doctoral degrees in the near future. Keep aspiring to be better than your mother, your father, your grandfather, my grandfather, and who knows, your other family members too. The sky isn't the limit, you're the limit. Don't you get discouraged and don't you get disappointed. Keep pushing and keep going. Now I'd like to turn my attention to our administrators and our educators, the Board of Trustees, and the staff. On the behalf of the student body here at HCC, those right in front of us and those to come, please don't lose faith in us. You are the ones who prepared us for greatness. Your experience, your passion, and your education, and for education is our guide to achieve our dreams. You are the foundation that was bestowed here in the city of Houston to help birth greatness. Look at the students in front of us today. That's greatness right there. That's family right there. You are the reason why we are designed and destined for greatness. You have built a bond with us, and for that, we are forever thankful. And before I leave the educators, I just want to say, remember, you educate and we graduate. In closing, I want to remind all of you that the Houston Community College system is not just a school. We are a family who is very diverse, have different backgrounds, but we have one thing in common. We are eagles. We soar as high as the sky will let us, and we soar in a pack. We are Houston Community College's Eagles. You did it, class of 2020. You have gained your wings to fly. You can leave this nest, but I want you to remember, you will always have a place called home. Remember, we are one family, one college, and one community. We are Houston's Community College. Congratulations, class of 2020, and I want you to give yourselves and your family a big round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Davids. It is now my pleasure to introduce tonight's commencement speaker, Mrs. Jamaica Mills, co-founder. That's fine, that's what you do. She's something to be proud of. Mrs. Mills is co-founder of Equitable Spaces. Jamaica is a strategic consultant, journalist, public speaker, and activist. She was raised in Oakland, California, and has experienced firsthand the effects of poverty while attending college and parenting, including most recently, Houston Community College. Since 2016, Ms. Mills has used her voice and her pen to bring awareness to the barriers faced by most marginalized students. Her work focuses on elevating individuals and community experiencing homelessness, as well as housing and food insecurities. Let us welcome Jamaica Mills to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Hey, my loved ones, I see y'all. My family out there, my HCC family. 2 years. 2 years, that's the amount of time that has passed since you all concluded your academic careers at HCC and are now able to walk this stage in celebration. 2 years since a global pandemic hit and we all had to pivot how we operate our lives, how we eat, how we work, and how we attend school. 2 years is the same time it's supposed to take to earn an associate's degree. Yet, 2 years is the time it took for me to actually enroll in HCC. 2 years is also the time it took for me from the day I thought I would graduate to the day I actually received my degree. Once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Jamaica Mills. Thank you, Dr. Bajay, Chancellor Maldonado, Board of Trustee members, and the Chancellor's Executive Council for having me here today. I want to add this because as the Chancellor was speaking to all of the dignitaries here on the stage and he was talking about their accolades and their PhDs, I have my associates in communication from here at HCC, but I have my PhD in the struggle navigating barriers, just like all of you, okay? All right. I'd like to extend a special thank you to Dr. Shante Grays, who personally extended the invite for me to speak to you guys here today. Y'all could have had Beyonce, but y'all got me. Thank Dr. Grays. But in the spirit of Queen Bee, I'd like to share these words as a source of inspiration. If you feel insignificant, you better think again. You better wake up, because you're part of something way bigger, okay? Step out of your estimate. Step in your essence and know that you are excellent. In all honesty, 2 years ago, I never could have imagined that I'd be standing here, invited to address and honor you all. I'll share a bit about my own journey. I like to call it the beautiful struggle. But first, I'd like to tell you a little bit about yourselves, today's students. 1 out of every 4 students attending community college is a parent. 64% work. 40% are holding down full-time jobs while attending school. Nearly half of students attending HCC are the first in their families to go to college. Yes, yes, celebrate yourself, that's right, yes. Yes. I want each and every one of you to know that I see your beautiful struggle. It makes me powerful, it makes you powerful beyond measure. When I started my education journey at HCC, I thought community college would just be a blip in my academic pursuits, but that was 10, 12 years ago. And it became really a career for me, being a student, learning through experience. I left my parents' house as a senior in high school. And so at the age of 19 years old, when I first tried to get into HCC, I found out that I was going to need a little more information than I was prepared to provide for the FAFSA. Because I was under the age of 24, the FAFSA required my parents' income information, but that I simply couldn't provide. At that time, I went to nearly every financial aid office at every HCC campus, hoping for a different response. What I didn't realize then is what I was actually looking for was different policies. It wasn't until I was 5 months pregnant that I learned that I could submit my own FAFSA application with my own financial aid information and qualify for a Pell Grant. So I immediately enrolled in Second Star classes, finished that first semester with a 3.75 GPA, and then I took off 2 semesters to care for my newborn son, who over there, big as a man, that's him. Hi, baby. Well, I was excited to return to school, but within a month of returning, I learned that my father had passed. 5 weeks later, my mother too suddenly passed away. I was 23 years old. I quickly became the guardian for my teenage sister, causing me to once again stop away from school to care for my family. My mom instilled in me and my siblings to always complete a task, so I clawed my way back. On academic probation and unable to access financial aid, but I was coming for my degree. Yes, I made the dean's list, became a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success, and helped to revive our student newspaper, the Egalitarian. Shout out, I see you, Freddie B. Thank you. Eventually, I would go on to become the editor-in-chief. There, I would focus on lifting the stories of students facing similar struggles to mine, like lacking more than just the necessary funds to purchase courseware, but more devastating, lacking basic needs like food and housing that they could afford. Oh, excuse me, y'all. One such story, that of Justice Butler, class of 2019, changed my life. I first saw Justice holding a sign on Westheimer, not asking for help, but rather spreading love to her earth angels. The next time we crossed paths, I was on campus, and the journalist in me wanted to know her story. Justice and I would go on to co-produce a documentary titled Invisible, and convened a panel on homelessness, the first ever at HCC, highlighting experts like Ms. Gina Monty, who is a part of this graduating class. These experiences forced me to step out of my own estimate. It's the courage and vulnerability of experts like Gina Monty, Justice Butler, and countless other students who shared their beautiful struggles that gives me the courage to share my honest truth with you. Although I'm speaking to you today as Dr. Graves calls prestigious alumni, it was only 3 years ago that I sat in those same seats you're in. After graduating, I became a researcher for the Hope Center, interviewing HCC students about the barriers to food and housing that they were facing. In early 2020, right as the pandemic descended upon us, I was in DC presenting on our research findings at the National Anti-Hunger Policy Conference, highlighting the perspectives and insights of students and why many weren't accessing a program designed by practitioners to provide free food. See, despite their goal and good intentions, what practitioners didn't understand was that many students lacked transportation to haul 60 pounds of food, and some simply had no home to haul it to. While there in DC, I began to understand that my purpose is to gather people in a world that values the gathering of data. To fulfill this purpose requires more than just a seat at the table, and not just one for myself. This is something way bigger. 2 years. 2 years since that conference in 2020. 2 years since I first heard the terms lived experience and lived expertise. 2 years since I met a fellow community college graduate with her own lived expertise. Over the course of both of our adult lives, we have learned to leverage our lived experiences, the trauma caused by our poverty, into political action. Today, I'm proud to hold the title of co-founder of Equitable Spaces. Thank you. Thank you. Our mission is to create opportunities for individuals with lived and living experiences of poverty and related issues to incorporate their knowledge, their perspectives, and their expertise into the policies and programs that directly impact their lives. It took for me to look around to see there were bigger issues, ones that didn't just impact me and weren't caused by any of my decisions, but by a system that was not designed with us in mind. As I look around me today, I see your beautiful struggle. I promise you that together, we will build that platform that values every beautiful struggle. To my family, Mitris, David Jr., David Sr., know that I am nothing without you. I hope that I have made you proud. I thank you for continuously encouraging me to step into my own power. To my hometown of Oakland, California, know that wherever I'm at, we at town business. Thank you all for your time, and congratulations, class of 2020.
Thank you, Ms. Mills. Before you go, please join us up here. Great words of inspiration, a story for all of us. Barriers come and go, strong people stay. Deepest compliment to you and your success, and we're all here to join and help. We want to make a special presentation. The board chair, Dr. Linton Gary, and board secretary, Monica Flores-Reichart, Vice Chair, Board Secretary Eva Laredo, Trustee Robert Glazer, and I want to present you with a gift. On behalf of the HCC Board of Trustees, I want to present you with a token of appreciation for delivering the 2020 commencement exercise address.
Ms. Mills, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for sharing your story, because you just don't know how many people you have impacted and will impact in your lifetime. You told your story as if you had been on this earth 50, 60 years, which means you're a very wise woman. And we are so grateful that you are a product of Houston Community College. And with that, we'd like to present this to you.
Thank you again, Ms. Mills and Dr. Linton Gary. I'd like now to recognize the veterans that are here today, members of our military. We want to honor you. If you're in the military or have served, whether you're a student or a guest in the audience, please stand and be recognized. Thank you and congratulations. Thank you for your service. Please be seated. Now at this time, Houston Community College recognizes those candidates who have distinguished themselves academically. First, we would like to recognize that are in the audience today any students that were in an early college high school program and graduated in 2020. Please stand if you qualify for that category. Now, these were students who started in the 9th grade blending high school and college work to earn an associate's degree by the time they graduate from high school. Thank you. Please be seated. Now we want to recognize the members of the HCC Honors College and all Honor Society members from the class of 2020. Will you please stand? Thank you and congratulations to all. Please be seated.
Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. The presentation of our candidates for graduation. Candidates, after each name is announced, please proceed across the stage to receive your diplomas and then return to the seated area. Just a reminder that for the health and safety of our graduates and their families, college leadership and HCC staff will not shake hands as the graduates cross the stage. Photos will be taken on stage to commemorate this event. Immediately following the recognition of our students, the program will continue. Candidates, out of respect for this occasion and for each one of you, we ask that you remain seated until all candidates have received their diplomas. The program will conclude with the official conferment of the degrees. Thank you.
Kimberly Gutierrez. Danielle Kimball. Rashina D. Paxton. Veronica A. Owusu. Pamela Velasquez Gomez. Melanie Esquivel. Marion Gibson. Deja Griggs.
Sharice Hassan.
Carrie Everett Breland Newcomb. Emma Mendoza. Alma Zeneda Criollo. Shamika Jones. Samantha Marie Sadeghi. Shaynaz S. Lokandwala. Katia Morales Sanchez. Jimena Andrina Mora Severa. DeAndrea S. Connerly. Sherelle Shimon G. Rupal P. Parikh. Agazit Yamane Tewelde. Janie Lugo Aguinaga. Ashley Nicole Davis. Ashley Carolina Ozan. Katrin Iwekogu. Olubusola Deborah Taiwo. Guadalupe de la Torre. Maria Y. Portillo Arias. Jocelyn S. Martinez. Winshet Teklu Johnson. Gita Alawi.
Tiba Adawi.
Jasmine Villegas. Adriana Alvarez. Victoria Rodriguez. Rua Al-Dafe. Shems Mala. Rami Bani Hani. Shahad Al-Garawi. Takwa Kamar. Leslie Lavette Jones. Gladys Villatoro. Zamari Zulema Alanis Reyes. Mariella Lizeth Cruz. Kenesha Allen. Gabriela Areza. Odyssey Marie Ortega. Victoria Samantha Hernandez. Layla Angulo. Yvette Andrea Rodriguez Barta. Ariana Johnson. Jennifer Baldaza. Jennifer Lorraine Gongora.
Gilberto Okinve Iyang.
Teresa Galvan. Kadrin S. Archibong. Monet Juliette Fight. Tanya Marie Lee. L'Oreal Danielle Lee Butler. Cecilia Garrett. Mary Elizabeth Chambers. Travion Marquise Belleville Drake. Kiera Turner. Selena L. Rollins. Brian Edgardo Hernandez. Han Tun Bala. Heather Renee Kelly. Tangelia T. Krigler. Shatavia Surf. Jaquita C. Thomas. Jazzy Johnson. Brian Hethington. Lily Corzo. Ana Maria Cifuentes. Alejandra Paz. Cedric Azam Dong Eteo. Jessica Hawkless. Darius Earl Toney. Kenya D. El Amin. Ashley L. Wiley. Funga Sarah Clarice Utara. Shabana Samir. Lamika L. Sherman. Karanda Tremaine Jones. Karina Eva Solis. Anita Carruthers. Charlie Noe Reyes. Ni Win.
Maria Velasquez.
Jardon Javon O'Neill. Isaac Uadari. Anna Lopez de Kennedy. Jessica Vega Palacios. Georgino Y. Aurelian. Carson P. Thomas. Maria Fernanda Rodriguez de Leon. Shermaine L. King. Giovanna Manning. Jamie Monica Watts Sample. Daisy Wafer. Antoinette S. Williams. Andrea Estrada. Arthur J. Donahue. Janet Johnson. Rashonda Williams. Belkis Landaeta. Laquita S. Williams Allen. Twinicia Deantrail Hubbard. Shannon U. Henry. Nema Golambe. Rosemary Ramirez. Trinice Armont. Sabrina A. Rollick. Maria Fernanda Faustino Pineda. Francis Perez. Alexandra Loginov. Mayorlink Patricia Santiago Romero. Epsilon Emmanuel Santabanez Chavez. Kiera Ringo. Rofiat Amusa. Ashley Nicole Nanlaw. Luke James Stogsdill. Cassandra Sanchez. Nasa Aileen Hernandez. Ashanti K. Cooper. Lushika M. Eagleton. Taylor Robinson. Olukayode E. Oyewola. Kudisa Miftah Mohammed. Ahmad Shahab. Magdalena Camille Gonzalez. Nayeli Ascension. Alyssa Y. George. Delisha Hackaday. Amisha S. Singleton. Joanna Gonzalez. Noel Hakai Indengasi. Ross B. Valenti. William Ernesto Leon Hiron. Karen R. Penrice. Malika Ariraza Sheikh. Murdy Lucy Hill. Pamela Obiageri Ukagwu. Irene Carr Cartwright Young. Gabriela Ayala. Sadaf Faizi. Rain Love. Jocelyn Y. Odoy. Taquisha Roshan. Daniel Becerra. Deanna Shellman. Jeffrey Scott Coleman. Macquillan Fontanet Woods. Jamira L. McAfee. Dolores M. McAfee. Ashkin Porcier. Lawrence Thomas Jr. Bernadette E. Garcia. Darlin Lorene Ford. Cassandra Y. Johnson. Alvaro Caro. Monique Edwards. Orlando Luis Marroquin. Joanna Shulamis Pacina. Dylan A. Simmons. Oluwatoyin Oladipo. Courtney A. Powell. Tammy Guillory. Ashley Janelle Wright. John Diokas. Carla Yvonne Toscano. Queen Vu. Elizabeth Samudio. Derek Thompson. Jesus Orlando de la Cruz. Mark Robbins. Victoria Montemayor. Hope Whitmore. Shane A. Miller. Alexandria Rena Smith. Ani Lopez. Sergio Gomez. Amina Ahmed. Carla S. Guevara. Emily Govea. Fiona Fanchon de Soto.
Bonnie Crosby.
Tiffany C. Andrews. Amatola E. Nwachaku. Ida Vanessa Ngasam Wage. Emmanuel Aku Nfomo. Rodrigue Guan Sapeng. Nausicaa Apple. Fatima Hosanzada. Melissa Cheris Jost. Virgie Mae Williams. Wanda Gale Gibbs. Zenaida Alfredo Chavez. Alejandra Sanchez de Rabani. Joanna J. Matthews. Nina Washington Smith. Cameron Oso. Aldair Daniel Ramirez. Nancy Din. Maria Villatoro. Bintai Vu. Jose Zuniga. Renisha Murray. Willie J. Allen. Josue Velasquez. Wilfrido Giovanni de Leon Ramos. Davis Alford. Mohammed Ben Abdallah. Xiomara Deraz. Elisa Ileana Cortez. Alejandria Negrit. Luis Ana Lacayo. Jane Demacilio Villarreana. Daniel Ahmad. Andrea Aisha McLean. Zayla R. Winarianta. Zanetta Jewel Gonzalez. Mireya Arianet Aviles Zaragoza. Michelle Lynn Spencer. Laura Ann Johnson. Shakira Monique Wyndham. Elizabeth M. Ross. Guadalupe Blanco.
Samantha Mitchell.
Jalen Deshawn Jefferson. Joshua Pacheco Batts. Dejon Pierce. O'Shea LeBlanc. Brianna Batiste. Edna Ia Adeyemi. Ebenezer Adewumi Adenipekin. Terrence Davis. Yared Mugstahab Demesa. Natasha C. Mosley. Nolan Ermon Terry. Helen Shanae Yancey. Valencia L. Smith. Christina A. Hernandez. April Ramirez. Michelle Y. Gill. Gabriel Martinez. Gina Andrea Monti. Alondra Villanueva. Sergio Marine. Joseph Scott Dodson. Ibrahim Ahmed Eldasuki Mohammed Ali. Alexandra Rose Frank. Alessi A. Marlin. Tyler Scott Marlin. Jasmine Massey. Annette Martinez. Jangvala Ernest Titamongo. Krishunta Thomas. Kia R. Gaines. Aaliyah Renee Ross. Yvonne Yanez. Aaron Adams.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Norma Perez, Vice Chancellor of Instructional Services and Chief Academic Officer. Congratulations, candidates. All of us at HCC, your teachers, advisors, college staff, the administration, and the Board of Trustees are proud of you. Today, we honor you. Trustees, I now present the candidates for Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Arts in Teaching, Associate of Science in Engineering Science, Associate of Applied Science, and all other certificates. Candidates, please rise. Thank you. Houston Community College Board of Trustees, honored guests, family and friends, on behalf of the faculty of Houston Community College, I present to you these candidates for associate degrees and certificates. I certify that those candidates who have completed all of their academic requirements are entitled to receive their respective degrees.
Students, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Houston Community College, I hereby confer upon each of you the Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Arts in the teaching degree, Associate of Science in Engineering Science, Associate of Applied Science, and all other certificates, respectively, along with all of the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. We now publicly signify your transition from being a candidate to becoming a graduate by asking you to move your tassel from the right side to the left side of your cap. Congratulations, Houston Community College, class of 2020. Please be seated.
I want to thank Dr. Maldonado, Dr. Cynthia Linton-Gary, and the entire Houston Community College Board of Trustees, my HCC faculty, staff, and administration. Congratulations, graduates. Again, congratulations. More than any other group, we wish you all the best of luck as you move into your future goals. Now at this time, please stand and let us sing the Houston Community College alma mater, Always Grateful. Words and music written by Dr. Aubrey Tucker. The members of the audience are asked to please remain seated until the platform party and all our amazing graduates have exited the arena. This concludes the 2020 Houston Community College Commencement Ceremony.